Madden 24, and we will be running our franchise this year with the Houston Texans. You saw it in the title, you saw it in the thumbnail, and we have seriously like the dumbest quarterback of all time. Nothing against CJ Stroud, but as the EA servers crash on me as I'm trying to do this, they have literally like the lowest IQ quarterback in NFL history. It's bad. Like CJ Stroud, you gotta think, in the history of like the combine where they've been tracking it, Johnny Manziel probably took that high and he got a better IQ score than CJ Stroud. And obviously you saw in the first preseason game, Stroud went in there and threw a pick against the Patriots. So the guy's not very good, but we're going to be coaching the Texans. We're going to be taking over as Ryan's here, the head coach of the Houston Texans. And this should be a challenge. This Houston team's not very good. Let's get it going. All Madden simulation, 10-minute quarters. And folks, if you haven't yet though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more Houston Texans franchise mode here on the channel. Will be the Texans franchise this season. Of course, new setup. If you've been on the channel, you know it's a different setup, but we're just gonna have to live with it. It is what it is. That's why I haven't posted really anything as of late other than the MMA videos, just because again, moving here, you can probably guess where I am, but if you can't, figure it out. Anyways, starting the league, let's now get into it with this Houston Texans squad. And the Texans team itself, I mean, my goodness. All right, CJ Stroud's your starting quarterback. Again, he will probably be the quarterback to start this thing off. We are going to be playing week 1 in this video. I guess we're going to start Stroud, even though like maybe we should start Davis Mills because Stroud hasn't looked good in the preseason, given it's only been one game so far. There's Davis Mills. Case Keenum's the third-string quarterback, who honestly, Keenum in his last season where he was a starting quarterback in the NFL did get results and was good for the Vikings. Then at running back, you got Dameon Pierce, probably the best spot on this squad. Dameon Pierce is really good, 83 overall, 23 years of age. Devin Singletary's the backup. You've got, I don't know how to say his name, he was from the Jaguars last season. Mike Boone's fourth there. Fullback, who cares? Receiver, we've got Robert Woods. John Mechie's the second-round pick last year of Alabama. Obviously, could not play last season due to cancer, but he's back. John Mechie is going to be probably the second option on the squad. Maybe Noah Brown, but Nico Collins is a guy who, again, they have the player tag as a future starter. You'd like to see him there in that spot eventually. Tank Dell caught, I think, 2 touchdowns, or either 1 touchdown or 2 touchdowns from Davis Mills in the preseason game in New England. Amari Rodgers is here. Steven Sims, Xavier Hutchinson. It's all right. Dalton Schultz was a big acquisition for this Texans team in the offseason. Brevin Jordan's here too. Laramie Tunzel is probably our best player, 95 overall, playing left tackle. You've got Kenyon Green. You've got Juice Scruggs. You've got Shaq Mason, who's here obviously from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they kind of just sold in the offseason. You've got Howard at right tackle. Then the defense, Will Anderson Jr., obviously the rookie from Alabama, will be at left end. Then at right end, you've got Jonathan Grenard. You got Sheldon Rankins, who's getting up there in age, I do believe. 7th year, or 8th year in the NFL. 76 overall, you got Malik Collins, you got Roy Lopez. Left outside linebacker, you got Corey Littleton. You've got Christian Kirksey at middle linebacker. You've got Denzel Perriman at right outside linebacker. Desmond King is regressing, but he is going to be the starting cornerback on the squad. Steven Nelson's here too. Shaquille Griffin's here as well. So you got corners along with Derek Stingley, but again, it's just guys who could be good, could or could not be great. Again, Stingley's only 22, he's young. We got Shaq Griffin, who's 28 years old. You've got Steven Nelson, 30. You've got Desmond King at 28. And then a free safety, you got Jimmy Ward, 87 overall, but he's 32 years of age. And then a strong safety, you got Jalen Petrie, 77 overall, 24 years old for him. Kami Fairbairn will be the catcher, and then you got Cameron Johnston as the punter. We'll have to do some cuts, but honestly, like the way we're going to look at it for this Texans squad, just going to try to really play with the team that we have. I'll probably go to the 4th week of the preseason, or the 3rd week after that Saints game, and really just reevaluate where we're going. Probably we're not going to be cutting really anyone too special, just because, again, we're the Texans, and as you look at our lineup as a whole, not much is going to be going on here. I mean, as you just look at it, here it is. If we can go, CJ Stroud, I believe he's probably going to have star. No one else. Tank Dell will probably have star too. Defense, Will Anderson will probably have superstar, being such a high pick. And then there's the rest of the squad. Of course, CJ Stroud was the number 2 pick in the draft, but I think they'll probably give him star. If they gave Kenny Pickett star last season, actually, they might give Stroud superstar. We'll see as we go on, but I am planning on starting Stroud as the season goes on. Derek Stingley should not be the 4th corner on this team. We'll move this. We'll get this all adjusted before the first game. But let's now go to cuts and take it from there. Okay, so week number 1, we got to play the Ravens. Not ideal. This Ravens team is pretty good. Lamar Jackson, is broken in the game. Mark Andrews is pretty damn good as well. Setting our season goal. 5 wins, I think, that seems all right. I think objective 4 wins, 7 wins, Can we get 7? Let's try to be aggressive. Let's try to get 7 wins. I think that's really realistic. I'm going to be playing on all Madden throughout this entire thing, simulation. Might go to comp later, but that's what we're going to do. All Madden, 7 wins. Okay, this is what we're looking like for our week 1 roster. Stroud's going to be the quarterback. He's going to get the nod over Davis Mills. Wide receiver, Robert Woods going to be in the 1. Then you got John Mechie. You got Nico Collins, Tank Dell. And on defense, I moved Stingley up to the 2, second corner, and then Shaq Griffin as well. Desmond King will be our slot guy. And if you're looking at, specialists or whatever, we're going to have Devin Singletary be the 3rd down back. It's a little bit faster and better catch, our pass catcher than, of course, Dameon Pierce. Dameon Pierce, of course, will be the power back. And I'm going to put Robert Woods in the slot. We'll see how that goes. Okay, big game against the Ravens. We'll see CJ Stroud's debut in Baltimore, Maryland. It probably won't go that well, but we'll see how it works. Texans and Ravens coming up. Again, if you haven't yet, make sure that subscribe button down below for more. Let's get into it. Week 1 action. All right, week 1 here from M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. We've got the Houston Texans and the Ravens. Lamar Jackson, obviously the former MVP, making the start tonight for Baltimore against the rookie quarterback out of The Ohio State University in CJ Stroud. The Texans are looking for better results this season than what they got last year. Obviously, they have the number 2 pick in the NFL draft and the number 3 pick as well, selecting Will Anderson. And obviously, Houston kind of fleeced Arizona in that trade with DeAndre Hopkins. Of course, Hopkins no longer on the Arizona Cardinals, now in the Tennessee Titans. He is in our division, but obviously Will Anderson was a result of that D-Hop trade a couple seasons ago. So obviously Houston won that trade, and there is the backup quarterback in Davis Mills, the former Stanford quarterback, still the captain tag and all, but of course no longer making starts for this Houston Texans team. Now, there's a chance we will see Davis Mills later in the season, but for now it will be the rookie quarterback in CJ Stroud. You picked a quarterback with the 2nd pick of the draft. We are going to start him. So let's get this game going. 3rd and 8 for Baltimore from their own 27-yard line. Lamar Jackson drops back and he shoots to his right, and he will have Odell Beckham Jr. OBJ on his first drive with the Baltimore Ravens with a big comeback route and a 1st down for Baltimore. Jackson now going to put one in the flats to Mark Andrews. Andrews going to break a couple tackles, and he will get all the way down to the Houston 20-yard line. Lamar Jackson starts this game off 3 for 3 passing, coming off that season, of course, where he did get injured to end off the season. Obviously, Tyler Huntley played in the postseason against Cincinnati in that wild card game. 2nd goal here for Baltimore from the 7-yard line. Jackson goes over the middle to Devin Duvernay. Duvernay going to take Baltimore down to the 1-yard line. Now on a 3rd and goal, Jackson out the gun, read option, he's going to keep, and Jackson is going to get in. And what a first drive for the Baltimore Ravens. They drive right down the field against this Houston Texans defense, and Jackson and the Ravens make it 7-0 there with the touchdown, of course, the rushing touchdown by the former Heisman Trophy winner and league MVP. So here's the first pass in the career of CJ Stroud. It is a check down to Dameon Pierce, the standout running back last season. Pierce going to pick up 9 yards in Stroud's first pass attempt. Now on a 2nd and 1, we go play action. Stroud going to his right, and he will find John Mechie. It will be Mechie's first reception in the NFL. Stroud and Mechie, of course, the combination we're hoping for in the next couple years, or really for the next 10 years with this Houston team. And CJ Stroud, I believe, looking for Robert Woods, and there's when the IQ is going to come into effect. He's going to throw the ball right to Roquan Smith, given a bad read on my end, but we can play into the low IQ storyline here with CJ Stroud. Lamar Jackson, the Ravens get the football back on a 3rd and 11. He'll dump it off to Mark Andrews. Andrews going to pick up 8. It's a 4th and 3, but of course they have the best kicker, maybe of all time. It's going to be a 57-yarder for Justin Tucker, and I don't know how the guy is not a 99 overall in Madden. However, he'll put Baltimore up 10-0. CJ Stroud and the Texans get the football back, and Tyus Bowser will sack Stroud, losing 11 yards in the play to the Texans. Stroud now over the middle, goes to John Mechie, ball comes out. Of course, the Texans will now punt it back to the Ravens. So Lamar gets it back from his own 43-yard line. He'll go quick pass to his right to Odell Beckham Jr. and OBJ. Gonna juke out a couple of Houston defenders. It'll be a 1st down again for the Baltimore Ravens. 2nd and 12 now for Jackson. He'll go play action fake to J.K. Dobbins. Jackson now rolling to his right, and Houston will get a sack. There's the first sack of the career of Will Anderson Jr., dropping Jackson for a loss of 13 as we go to the 2nd quarter. And there is that aforementioned 3rd and 23 for the Ravens offense. Lamar now going to scramble to his left, throw barely on time. He'll get it off to Mark Andrews, and Andrews is down, but Lamar Jackson is hurt on the play. Jackson heads to the locker room. He is done for the night. So in comes, we'll see in a second, as there's a dime by CJ Stroud finding Robert Woods for the first down. But we will see now the Pro Bowl quarterback in Tyler Huntley. Don't ask me how that man made a Pro Bowl last season, but he did. So Huntley will come into the game for Baltimore. They have one of the more viable options as a backup quarterback in the NFL. First and 10 for Stroud after a first down run by Devin Singletary, and he'll find John Mechie for the first down to the 27-yard line. It'll now be a 3rd and 6 here for Houston. Stroud dropping back, looking to throw to his left. He will find the former Dallas Cowboy moving Texas teams. It will be Dalton Schultz for the first down to the Baltimore 12. Now a 2nd and 9 here for the Texans. Stroud looking over the middle. He will find Robert Woods. Woods again at the tail end of his career, but he'll get down to the 4-yard line on a 3rd and 1. Stroud getting handed off to Damian Pierce. Pierce has got the first down. It'll be a 1st and goal here for the Texans from the 1-yard line. Now a 2nd goal. Stroud going to keep on a read option, and he's in. CJ Stroud with the first touchdown of his career. It will be a read option keep, and the Houston Texans now make this a 10-7 game thanks to CJ Stroud's first touchdown of his career. The Texans finally get on the board here in the 2nd quarter. It will be a 1st and 10 for Tyler Huntley now in the game, but of course still got those weapons on offense. He's got Odell Beckham Jr., he's got Devin Duvernay, he's got Rashad Bateman, and he will have one of the best tight ends in the game, probably the 2nd best tight end in football, of course, in Mark Andrews. Huntley, though, going to miss his receiver on the out route right there, allowing the Texans a chance with the football back. 2-minute drill here for CJ Stroud from his own 19-yard line on a 2nd and 11, and he throws the football right to Roquan Smith. Like not even close. It will be Smith's 2nd interception of the game, and the Ravens will immediately get the football back in the red zone. Tyler Huntley on a 3rd and inches, looking to his left. He will find Mark Andrews once more. Obviously, Andrews was Huntley's best option last season when Lamar was injured, and of course, as we start the season, Lamar is hurt again. 1st and goal for Tyler Huntley. He will get dropped by the former Patriot. It'll be a sack from Chase Winovich. So a 2nd and goal, 40 seconds to go from the 11-yard line. Huntley going to try to scramble up in the pocket, and he will get blasted. Huntley down to the 3-yard line. It'll be a 3rd and goal now for this Ravens offense with 30 seconds to go. Huntley sets his feet down the middle. He will find Mark Andrews, and the Baltimore Ravens will extend their lead 17-7 here with just 20 seconds to go in the first half here from M&T Bank. Houston gets the football back. 3rd and 6, trying to make something out of nothing here with, about 13 seconds to go. CJ Stroud will find it. Nico Collins. We're at our own 38-yard line for a 1st and 10. Got to get into field goal range in a hurry. Kaimi Fairbairn, of course, the kicker for this squad. And there you go. CJ Stroud again making plays. He'll find Robert Woods. 6 seconds to go. It's a 59-yard field goal from here. But Stroud will go over the middle and find John Mechie. Mechie down to the 24 and a very now manageable 41-yard field goal for Kaimi Fairbairn. Fairbairn from the right hash will have it. 17-10 now our score. It could be a lot worse for the Texans. Of course, you had the struggles out of CJ Stroud in this first half. 2 interceptions, but again, despite that, Lamar Jackson is hurt. However, 10-17 is our score going into the 3rd quarter. All right, it's the 2nd half, and the Texans do start with the football. CJ Stroud getting handed off to Dameon Pierce. We have not seen much of Dameon Pierce so far tonight, and if you've been watching the channel for the last, 4 years, we've always made a point out of running our running backs into the ground. If you go back to the first big franchise that we did with the New England Patriots, of course, James White had a season where, yes, he did run for 2,000 yards. Then, of course, we had Saquon Barkley go crazy with the New York Giants, and last year, Najee Harris was our guy as well, because, of course, we had Jimmy Garoppolo and Tua Tagovailoa as our quarterbacks. We're going to try to throw the football more this season just to make it more entertaining, and so far on this drive, it has been working, because CJ Stroud does have the Texans down to the 39-yard line. He's got John Mechie wide open, and he just misses him. He had him. Back of the end zone, Stroud waits too long, he holds the football for too long, throws Mechie out the back of the end zone. It's a blown coverage by Rock Ya-Sin, but of course Houston will not get anything out of that. It'll be a 4th and 7 now from the Baltimore 38-yard line. They'll go for it on 4th and 7 to the Texans. Over the top, Stroud looking for Robert Woods. That one's batted down. So Baltimore gets it back on a 3rd and 12. Tyler Huntley with the football dropping back, looking over the middle, and our user in Kirksey's just going to get beat. But of course, our entire team is getting beat by Mark Andrews. Here comes Huntley again on a read option. 2nd inches he will keep. He's got blocking downfield. He'll eventually be brought down by Kirksey, but again, Baltimore now has it back into the red zone down to the 19-yard line. It will be a 3rd and 4 here for Huntley out the gun. To his right, he will find his receiver for the first down. I believe that is Flowers. So now Baltimore from the 5, 1st and goal for Huntley. Play action fake, looking to his left. We've got so many, oh my goodness, we have so many defenders over there, and somehow Huntley threads the needle to Mark Andrews, and he is going to hit the little Uzi Vert on us. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay, I cannot imagine a world where Mark Andrews does that, but however, Baltimore's up by 14, 3rd and 6 for the Texans. It's a check down Stroud Singletary. It's not happening. Baltimore gets the football back from their own 29-yard line. A score here could really put this game away, but we just got to stop Tyler Huntley. Should be easy, right? Well, Tyler Huntley embraces his inner Lamar Jackson with the running abilities. Derek Stingley can't bring him down. Nobody can bring him down. Tyler Huntley goes the distance of the field. Lamar Jackson got on the board earlier with the rushing touchdown. Tyler Huntley will now do the same. 31-10 now our score for the Baltimore Ravens. It's desperation mode now for the Houston Texans. CJ Stroud scrambling to his right, barely gets it off. I mean, he is fighting for his life. With the exception of Laramie Tunzel, this offensive line for the Houston Texans is not very good at all. So that's why we're going to try to run a lot of play action fakes, giving Stroud a little bit of time, we would hope. Escaping out the pocket or whatnot, he will find John Mechie for the first down. Down to the 37-yard line, 1st and 10 for Stroud. He's going to drop back and, John Mechie burns the guy deep in the end zone. Touchdown, John Mechie. Safety comes down, cover 2. CJ Stroud finds the former Alabama receiver over the top. It will be the first passing touchdown of the career of CJ Stroud and the first receiving touchdown for John Mechie. So Houston goes into the fourth quarter only down by 14. So if the Texans are going to have a chance in this game, they're going to need a stop on this drive. Tyler Huntley, though, on a 3rd and 1, will fight Rashad Bateman out in the flats. Bateman will have the first down to the Houston 44-yard line. 2nd and 3 for Baltimore. Handoff J.K. Dobbins. I don't know why our guys don't want to tackle the running back, but it's fine. First down for Baltimore. 1st and 10. Huntley, again, even a field goal would probably put this game away, at least for the Texans, on trying to win the football game. Obviously, this season it is about reps for the young guys like Stroud, like Mechie. Huntley, though, on a wheel route will easily find J.K. Dobbins in the end zone. Baltimore continues to pile it on. They keep on scoring against this Houston defense. 38-17 now our score. And again, at this point, it's about just getting reps for CJ Stroud. It's about him not throwing the ball away, and that's exactly what he is going to do, trying to find John Mechie instead. The former Notre Dame safety and Kyle Hamilton with the interception. He breaks 2 tackles as well, and he's going to get in the end zone. It will be an interception for a touchdown for the Baltimore Ravens. They have now put 40 on the Houston Texans, 45-17, and CJ Stroud in his first NFL start also has 3 interceptions. We get the football back on a 4th and 2, trying to make something again out of the situation. CJ Stroud, unfortunately, though, scrambles outside the pocket and he gets sacked. So Baltimore with the football back immediately back into Houston territory to the 9-yard line on a 3rd and inches. Tyler Huntley has a wide open J.K. Dobbins, similar to the touchdown earlier in this game. Dobbins gets back in the end zone. Baltimore now piling it on once more. They have 50 in this game. 5 minutes to go. We're giving Stroud the football again, and it's a career day for Roquan Smith. It will be his 3rd interception of the night. And thankfully for Houston, Baltimore cannot put up 60 here. So as long as we don't just turn the ball over in the last minute as Tyler Huntley scores a read option, believe it or not, Baltimore went for it on 4th and 1 on this drive as well, when they could have just booted another field goal or just punted it. But instead they decided to keep it going. I guess maybe John Harbaugh thought this was a preseason game. I don't know. Anyways, we get the ball back with 30 seconds and Stroud, throws another interception. I mean, I tried not to, but, tried to push the ball downfield, and somehow Marlon Humphrey does not get tackled. Obviously, these guys on offense are not paid to tackle anybody, but my goodness, no one can bring Marlon Humphrey down, and somehow we get 60 put on us. Marlon Humphrey with an interception for a touchdown. 66-17 will be your final score here from M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Of course, it can't get worse than this. This is like the worst possible start for the squad. Losing by 49? I think my math serves me correct. A 49-point loss for the Houston Texans. Now, CJ Stroud did put up over 300 yards. However, 5 interceptions is not good. But again, 300 yards is not a horrible first start for CJ Stroud. But again, it could be a lot better, and it could have resulted in at least a win. However, next week, we do take on a very bad Indianapolis Colts team. And again, folks, the Houston Texans franchise mode coming at you every single day. So tomorrow night, we have a chance to bounce back against that bad Colts squad in the home opener for the Houston Texans back at NRG Stadium. It will be 2 rookies going at it, and Anthony Richardson from Florida taking on, of course, Ohio State's CJ Stroud. So folks, thank you all for watching. Make sure that subscribe button down below for more Madden 24 coming to the channel. Folks, thank you all for watching, and Mamba forever.